All right, Algebra 1, here we go. This is the 3.3C worksheet number 4. This will act as your quiz review for the 3.3C quiz. Now, feel free to stop, pause, rewind the video at any point in time, but I'm just going to run through all of these problems, and here we go. So the first problem, again, we're doing this by substitution. It's got to be done by substitution. Follow the directions. We're going to take this value for y, x plus 11. We're going to take the value here for y and plug this into here for y. Okay? So we're going to plug that in there. So what do we get? Well, 3x plus 8, and I'm replacing the y with x plus 11. Equals, rewrite the rest of this, equals 0. Now we use our distributive property, but first of all bring down the 3x, multiply 8 through. 8 times x is 8x, so plus 8x, and 8 times 11 gives you 88, so plus 88, equals 8. Okay, so next, what are we doing here? Oh, not 8, I'm sorry, this was supposed to be a 0. Back up, back up, back up. 0, 0. There we go, better. All right, now, next we combine our like terms. So 3x plus 8x, add those together. 3x plus 8x is 11x. Plus 88 equals 0. Next step, move the 88. It's being added, so I will do the opposite and subtract 88 from both sides. So subtract 88. 88 minus 88 is 0, so the left-hand side is just 11x, and the right-hand side, 0 minus 88 is negative 88. Last thing we do here is we will divide both sides by 11, and I get x is equal to negative 8. But remember, we are not finished here. I'm going to take that negative 8, and I will come up to the original problem that is solved for y, and plug that in. X plus 11, y equals, I already know that x was negative 8. I will add 11 to that and get the y coordinate of 3. Remember, you must always write your answer as a point, x coordinate first, and then y coordinate. There you go, negative 8, 3, answer for number 1. Moving right along. Number 2, again, same concept here, same idea. I will take this value for y, and I am going to plug that in here for y. So let's go, here we go. 6x plus 5 times y is 3x plus 17 equals 1. Next, distributive property. You're going to do the same steps here over and over and over again. Plug it in, distributive property, combine like terms, start moving. So again, with repetition, if you did all of these, you should be doing phenomenal with these problems by now, and if not, you're going to struggle, okay? So, this is why I give you a lot of practice on the tough topics, because we need them. So 5 times 3x is 15x. 5 times 17, add those together, 5 times 17, I believe that gives you 85 equals 1. Okay, next, we will add our like terms. Add up your like terms. 6x plus 15x. 6x plus 15x is 21x. Plus 85 equals 1. This is a plus sign here, and it kind of looks funny. Let me fix that. Plus 85 equals 1. All right, next, move the number that does not have a variable. So move the 85. So subtract 85 from both sides. Subtract 85 minus 85. 85 minus 85 is 0. Cross them out. Left-hand side is just 21x. Right-hand side, 1 minus 85 is negative 84. Last step, divide by 21. Divide by 21. X equals negative 4. But again, we are not finished. We need to take that negative 4, come back up here to the top, take this y equals 3x plus 17, And I will plug in for x negative 4 because I just solved that, right? I just solved x was negative 4, so plug it in. Now, go through, simplify. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12, plus 17 tells me that my y value is 5. Final answer, x goes first, y is second. And again, I know I'm going through these quickly because you have the ability to pause, rewind, and rewatch it. So do that if you need to. Next, let's do the same thing over and over and over again. All we're doing is the same thing. So plug that in here for y. So first, negative 7x minus 4, and I'm replacing the y now with negative 3x minus 3. Equals, the right-hand side of this is negative 3. Next up is distributive property. Bring down the negative 7x. Now, I'm not going to do 4 times negative 3x and write negative 12x because this is a negative 4. Don't forget to take the negative with it. Negative 4 times negative 3 is plus 12x. Negative 4 times negative 3 again is a plus 12. Equals, write down the right-hand side, negative 3. Now, combine your like terms. Negative 7x plus 12x. Add those together. Negative 7 plus 12 is 5x. Plus 12 equals negative 3. So next we will we need to move the 12. So it's a positive 12, so we need to do the opposite and subtract 12 from both sides. So subtract 12. 12 minus 12 is 0. Those cancel. So I'm left with 5x equals negative 3 minus 12 is negative 15. Last step, we need to divide both sides by 5. So we're going to take that 5, divide it. 5 divided by 5 is 1x. Negative 15 divided by 5 is negative 3. But wait, we are not done. We need to do the second part here. Y equals negative 3x minus 3. And I'm going to replace my x with a 5, right? Because that's what I just solved for. Whoops. That's what I just solved for down here. Negative 3. Not a negative 5, I'm sorry, negative 3. So plug in the negative 3. Minus 3. So what do we get here? Y equals negative 3 times negative 3 is 9 minus 3. Y equals 6. Final answer written as a point. X is negative 3. Y is 6. Final answer. Okay, let's keep trucking along here. Number 4. Number 4, we have 4x minus 7 that we will plug in here for y. So we're going to plug that in there and see what we get. So bring down negative 5x plus 8, and then we're going to replace that y with 4x minus 7. Okay, plug that in there and then rewrite the rest of the equation. So equals negative 2. Now we're going to do the distributive property. So negative 5x, take your 8 and distribute that through. 8 times 4x is plus 32x, not 3x, let me get rid of that, 32x. And 8 times negative 7 is negative 56. Bring down the rest of the equation here, equals negative 2. So, negative 5x plus 32x, add your like terms, that's your next step, add like terms. Negative 5 plus 32 gives you 27x. Minus 56 equals negative 2. Now we will move the 56, so we're adding, this is a minus, so we need to do the opposite and add 56 to both sides. They cancel. 27x equals 54. Negative 2 plus 56 is 54. Divide by 27. Divide by 27. X equals 2. X equals 2. But again, we are not finished. We need to get the y value as well. So y equals 4x minus 7. I'm going to replace that x with 2, because I know that x is 2, so replace it with a 2. Minus 7. What do we get? 4 times 2 is 8, minus 7. Y equals 8 minus 7 is 1. Final answer, x goes first, and then y, 2, 1, final answer. Keep going. Number 5, we're halfway there. So, number 5. Take your negative 4x minus 5, and we're going to plug that in here for y, because that is what y is equal to. So we need to replace that so that we only have one variable, just x's in this case, so we can actually solve and get a number. So replace the y with a negative 4x minus 5 equals 6. Up next, what do we do? You guessed it, distributive property, just like we did the last 4. Go figure. 3 times negative 4 is negative 12x. Up next, 3 times negative 5 is negative 15 equals 6. Next, combine like terms. 5x and negative 12x. Add them together. 5 minus 12 is negative 7x. Bring down the rest. Minus 15 equals 6. Now we need to move the negative 15 over, so we will add 15 to both sides. Add 15 to both sides. Negative 15 plus 15 is 0. They're gone. Negative 7x equals 21. Last step, we are not adding 7 to get that over there because this is being multiplied by x. So we got to do the opposite of multiplication, which is division. So we will divide both sides by negative 7 to get x equals negative 3. Up next, take that, plug it in to the equation for y, and see what our y value is. So negative 4 times, well, let me write this, 4x minus 5. Y equals negative 4. X is negative 3. I just solved for that. So negative 3 minus 5. Math. 12 minus 5. Negative 4 times negative 3 is positive 12. Some more math. 12 minus 5 is 7. Final answer, x negative 3, y 7. There we go. Probably sound like a broken record right now because I'm doing the same thing over and over and over and over again. But again, repetition helps. The more you do it, the more you'll understand it. Or if at least you don't understand it, at least you know how to do it. Next, this one is solved for x, but the process is exactly the same. The only difference here is this y plus 13 gets plugged in here for x. That is literally the only difference. We're replacing the x instead of replacing the y like we did in the other problem. So x in this case is y plus 13. Bring down the rest, plus 4y equals negative 22. Distributive property, 2 times y is 2y, plus 2 times 13 is 26. Bring down the rest, plus 4y equals negative 22. What's our next step? If you said combine like terms, you are correct. 2y plus 4y gives me 6y. Bring down the rest, plus 26 equals negative 22. Next, move the number with no variable. So this is a positive 26, so I need to subtract 26 from both sides. 26 minus 26 is 0. Those are gone. 6y equals, right-hand side, negative 22. Minus 26 is a negative 48. Last step, we divide both sides by 6, and we get that y is equal to negative 8. Just like every other problem, we are only halfway done, even though that is most of the work. We only have the y-coordinate. We need to get the x-coordinate. So we come back up, x equals y plus 13. X equals, what is y? Negative 8. So I plug that in there, negative 8 plus 13, not 3, 13, there we go. And what do we get? X equals 5. Write it as a point. Final answer has to be written as a point. X goes first, and then Y, final answer. Two more. Number 7, Y equals negative 2x plus 18. I'm plugging that in here for Y. So, let's see what we get. Negative 5x plus 3. Y is, I'm not writing Y, okay, I don't want to write 3Y. I want to replace the Y with something that I know about Y. Well, I know Y is negative 2x plus 18 equals negative 1. Next, bring down the negative 5x, multiply this through. 3 times negative 2 is negative 6x, and 3 times 18 is 54 equals negative 1. Next step, combine your like terms. Negative 5x minus 6x gives us a total of negative 11x. Write the rest of the equation. Plus 54 equals negative 1. Now what? Move the number with no variable. It is a positive 54, so I will do the opposite, and I am going to subtract 54. Okay, subtract 54. Okay, we're doing that because we want this to cancel, so those are gone. Negative 11x equals negative 55. Last step, divide both sides by negative 11. Divide both sides by negative 11. Oops, got an extra line in there. There we go. X equals 5. Take it, plug it into our original top equation for y, or we're going to plug it in for x to solve for y, sorry, negative 2x plus 18. So we're going to plug that in there, y equals negative 2. X we just got 5 for, so we'll plug that in there, 5 plus 18. So what do we get? Do some math here. Negative 2 times 5 is negative 10, plus 18. Math, 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 a lot more math here. One more step. Negative 10 plus 18, sorry, negative 10 plus 18 is 8. Final answer, 5, 8. And again, I know there's a lot of steps in here, right? There's a lot of things going on, but the only thing that is new in this whole problem is this first step right here, where we take this value and plug it in. That is the only thing that is new. Everything else we've done. We did this stuff earlier in chapter 3. We plugged numbers in chapter 1. So that is the only thing that's new, is that very first step. All right, last problem here. Let's go. One more to do and then we are finished. So take this 3x plus 17 and plug it in here for y. Let's see what we get here. Negative 4x plus 3. Replace the y with 3x plus 17. And this is equal to 16. So again, all I did was I took this y and I replaced it with the top equation. That's it. Same. That's all I did. So distributive property, negative 4x plus 3 times 3x. Well, 3 times 3 is 9, so 9x. 3 times 17, what do we get here? 3 times 17 is 51, equals 16. Combine like terms, negative 4x plus 9x. Negative 4 plus 9 is 5x. Bring down the rest, plus 51 equals 16. Move the number with no variable, so subtract 51 from both sides. Subtract 51. 51 minus 51 is 0, they're gone. 5x equals 16 minus 51 is negative 35. Okay, 16 minus 51 is negative 35. Last step, divide both sides by 5. Divide by 5, and we get x equals negative 7. Last thing, take your negative 7, we're going to come back up here, y equals 3x plus 17, and I'm replacing the x with what I just got here, negative 7. Plus 17. So what do we get? Y equals 3 times negative 7 is negative 21. Plus 17. Y equals negative 4. Final answer written as a point, negative 7, negative 4, and we are finished. So again, as I've said before, all of these answers will be integers, either whole numbers, positive, negative, or 0. You will not get any decimals or fractions for these, so if you do get a fraction or a decimal, you know that it is not correct, but that doesn't mean that you need to be fixated on it and stick on it for a while. It could just be one little mistake that costs you one point in an error, okay? So if you get a decimal, move on to the next problem, but then know that if you have extra time, come back and try to fix it, okay? So again, make sure you're showing work for all of these. I did put the answer key out there so you can check your answer key before you watch the video, and just fast forward to the ones that you got incorrect. Otherwise, if you just want to watch all of them for more practice, there you go, there's the whole thing. So if you still have any other questions, let me know. Your quiz will be just on section 3.3c, just on solving systems of equations by substitution. So let me know if you have any additional questions.